Hello, in this video I'm going to go over the 6 essentials to have prosperity in life. And they are, number 1, food. You need to have food not only for prosperity, but for survival. That's a must. Water would be included as part of food, so I'm not going to go over much on it. Number 2 is healthcare. Whether that be through medications, whether that be anything that removes stress from your body. But healthcare would be needed not only for okay survival, but for prosperity. Number 3, shelter. You don't need shelter to survive. You can live in the forest, I guess, like they did in the caves back in the day. And if you look towards the third world nations like Africa, their shelter is quite limited to how a lot of people have been getting shelter in North America, Europe, Australia, and so many other nations. Number 4. Education. Obviously, education is not needed for survival. And when I talk about education, that's not just going to a community college or a university, although there is education in that form. But education could come in the form of reading some books, networking with other people that can teach you what you need along the way, going on the internet, like here on YouTube, and gaining information that you need to become a smarter person. Number 5, clothing. It can be one of those very, very cold days, and you may need to be warm. You need clothing for that. And as much as it's not a major item, it still is one nonetheless. The final one, transportation. To be able to get from point A to point B really easily, whether that be through a car, whether that be by taking a bus, a train, or any type of public transportation. Whether it be having a lot of fitness and be able to walk or run from point A to point B very easily, transportation is thus required. Now, currently we live in a monetary system. So therefore, we have a thing called money. And money will get us all of these things that we need. You buy food at a grocery store, or a drugstore based on the GMOs, if you will. Healthcare, you buy your medications. You go to the hospital, you pay for healthcare. Shelter, self-explanatory. Education, you pay a lot to go to university. You buy a book for $40, you pay for education. Clothing, once again, self-explanatory, and same with transportation. So therefore, money is needed to get all of these items. Now, we are now currently enslaved to a fiat dollar system. So therefore, people don't see money in the forms of, like, say, silver and gold and any other tangible asset that you can touch. People see money as that of the pieces of paper that are represented by debt that people have no idea where it comes from, and they may not care where it comes from, or they may just have no clue. If we were in a resource-based economy, all the resources collected would go towards fulfilling these 6 items. You have the resources to make all of these. Silver, for example. Could silver be made within food? Well, considering many forks, spoons, knives were made of silver, I'd have to say the answer is yes. Healthcare, there's been a thing called colloidal silver. Silver is used quite frequently in healthcare. Shelter, I'm sure that it might, but I'm going to say no. Education within silver, well, educating yourself about silver, so I'd have to say yes. Clothing, I was surprised to find out that there's actually silver in our clothes these days, which is not able to be recycled. But the point that I'm going towards, if you're getting into the dollar, these are the 6 things to focus on. Focus on the food you're going to need, what you're going to need to stay healthy, to live in some sort of place that gives you shelter so that if you have any major windstorms, any rainstorms, you can handle it. Education, whether you decide to go to the University of California, Berkeley, or whether you decide to want to learn on the internet, buy some books. Another thing to get out of the dollar with. Clothing, that's an obvious one, in transportation. So these are the 6 items that should be the best to look into when getting out of the dollar. If you're holding silver, if you're holding gold or any of those other assets, the reason why you hold them is for trade for any of these 6 when you may need them in the future. Take care and have yourself a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.